What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Iccy Showw. This is interview 623 interviews I've done. Give this special guest from Haverhill, Massachusetts to Boston 617 to 978 a second to get on here, and we will start this Iccy Showw. If it's your birthday, happy anniversary, happy birthday, and if it's your anniversary, happy anniversary to everyone. And my condolences to anyone that has lost anyone. Salute, peace. Please put the area codes in the countries you're tuning in from on this Iccy Showw. We are going to get the special guest. Make sure you tune in, get your skates ready, and let's see what she got going on. I've been waiting to do this interview. I'm excited about doing this interview, and I hope I get it. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Okay, now I got your notification. Let me get yours. Okay, here we go. It says adding.
Oh my
Hi, welcome to
God.
the Iccy Showw, Angie. How you doing?
This is crazy. I think it's because I was trying on my laptop because it's more comfortable.
Oh, okay.
So, but now it's working on my cell phone. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. At least I got you. That's all I cared for. Welcome to the Iccy Showw, your interview of 623 interviews. And how you doing this evening?
Good. I wish you could see the other side. You could see my husband and my son trying to set me up over here.
Oh, okay. If you need a minute, take your second.
I'm good. I'm good. How are you, Jackie?
I'm good today. I'm doing good today. We filmed today. We were at the barber shop, and then I had them in one of my scenes with the movie. So today's a great day.
What are you guys working on?
My artist Free Bands Prince has a movie called Calculated Movies that is coming out at the end of this year, and I'm his boss from Boston to Florida where he lives.
Wow.
So
that is so
cool. Yes. So it's exciting, we're gonna do a filming in the barbershop, so a scene there. It's gonna be amazing.
That is so cool. I want to interview you one day because I've always wondered like what your story was.
Yes, definitely. Anytime you want, definitely. I'll be glad you can do it.
Okay.
So for the people that don't know of you, you started a couple of years ago doing the state to state.
Skate to states. But for the people that don't know me, or even for the people that do know me, something that's really like close to my heart is I was born and raised in Lawrence. So I represent the Hancock Projects in Lawrence. And I have a few of my childhood friends that just logged on. But yeah, during the pandemic, I revisited roller skating. It's something that I did when I was a little kid. Yes. And it's really funny because I'm not even like a really good skater, but it's something that I enjoy a lot. And I go to Florida a lot, and I go to Georgia a lot. I have a brother that lives in Georgia. I have a lot of friends and family in Florida. So we drive up and down all the time. And during the pandemic, I was doing a lot of hiking. And I got it in my mind that I wanted to hike the Appalachians. But there's no way that I'm going to do like a through hike, through the Appalachians. So I was driving to Georgia with my mom and a friend of mine to visit my brother. And I asked my friend, like, hey, when we drive through Georgia, would you like to, go for a hike in North Carolina or something? She's like, I'm not into hiking. She's like, but I've been roller skating. If you want to skate, we could stop and skate somewhere. So I ordered a pair of skates, and we stopped in Virginia Beach. And I said, you know what, instead of doing the Appalachians, I'm just going to see if I could skate all 50 states by the time I turn 50. So that became like the motivation, to do something by the time I turn 50. And I'm turning 50 very shortly. And I'm only on state number 28. But I have my itinerary for next year planned out. Yes. So hopefully by the end of 2024, I'll have all 50 states done.
Oh, amazing. Definitely. Is there anything holding you back to get to those 50 states? Is it, timing? I know it's time consuming to get to different states, but is there anything holding you back that, you wish that you could get it faster?
It takes a lot of planning. I'm an older person. I also work a lot. I'm a workaholic. I have a lot of things that are always going on at the same time. So it does require a lot of coordination. I had a really good spring and summer. During the spring, I took a trip with my husband and we hit like 6 states, like one after the other. Then my son, my nephew, and I went to California and we spent some days in California. And it was only one state, but we went up and down, the Pacific Coast Highway. So we started in San Francisco, we ended in San Diego. We visited a cousin of mine that lives in LA. And then my daughter and I went to Louisiana to celebrate one of my cousin's 50th birthdays there.
Nice.
So we did we did Louisiana, we did Alabama, Mississippi. So I had a really busy summer. I was so busy this summer with my traveling that I still have pictures from Alabama and I still have pictures from Chicago because I did a really nice, I had a really nice time in Chicago that I haven't even posted. So it just takes a
Wow.
lot of coordinating. I took some classes in the fall, so that sort of just, it just sort of set me back a little bit. So it just requires a lot of coordination. There's a part of me that's like, do I just go and do it, just so that I can say that I do it? Or do I sort of plan it out and take my time so that I could really enjoy it? So I'm usually in between both of those things.
Definitely, definitely. Um, you can make it as, a family trip, also, enjoying it, and a completion, you basically could do all three.
Yeah.
Um, being with your family and also, something you wanted to complete, you finally get to complete it by
Yeah.
doing it, or by, the long weekends, travel to the states that are closer to you and make it a long weekend, just to go and do it, to complete it. But that's amazing. What park has stuck to your mind that, everything was smooth when you were roller skating? It was peaceful, everyone happy. Which one stuck out to you the most
To
so far?
me, for me, it's not even the places that I go, because I'll do like, I'll do trails, I'll do so indoors and outdoors, I'll do rinks. For me, it's the people. And I've been thinking of maybe starting my own podcast. Just interviewing the people that I meet along the journey. And if you follow my page, it's Skate the States. I will highlight some of the people that I meet. It's really the people that touch me. And so in my regular life, I'm a chaplain, and I work with really tough populations. I work in a jail. Right now, I
Wow.
work at a jail in New Hampshire, and so I enjoy meeting people. But I'm one of those people that I'm really interested in folks' stories and just knowing where folks came from and what brought them to where they're at. So I'm really captivated just by hearing all of the people. When my husband and I went to Indiana this summer, we went to an Amish community and we got to see how the Amish lived, and we hung out with this older guy that told us all about his history and all of the things that he does. So that was really cool. And then, growing up the way that we grew up, like our generation, right? You're part of like the hip hop generation. So you go to these skating rinks where it's like, people in our age group. I don't know if you're my age, Jackie. I'm
Yeah,
assuming you're in your
yes,
40s, maybe.
yes. I'll be 46 in June, so
Okay. Even though I'm almost hitting 50. But you go to these rinks and they're playing like 80s hip hop. And so it kind of brings you there. And then you go to these other rinks that is more like, soft rock or whatever. So I love all of it. And I love the people.
definitely. And it's good because it's exercises. I tried to roller skate a couple of times. I did not succeed. I fell. I had more of a chance of ice skating, holding on to the side, by
Yeah.
keep on going that way. But my son's awesome with ice skating and roller skating, so I'm glad he's doing it instead of me.
Your son is awesome. I have a little
Thank you.
cousin that I hang out with. Her name is Michaela, and I've wanted Michaela to meet your son
Yes,
because I feel like for this generation that's coming up now, it's so hard for them to
yes.
make good friends in school. So I love listening to your son and your little Bible studies and
Thank,
stuff. Yeah.
thank you. I appreciate that. I love that. I try to get it out there. I don't try to bore people or the
Mhm.
children. I just want them to know what a Bible is, because it broke my heart when I did my tour, and a 10-year-old didn't know what a Bible was,
Oh.
and I was like, "What? Hold on, what?" Like, I lost my mind, and I'm like, "You don't know what a Bible was?" And I couldn't be upset with the child, but I wanted to be acknowledgement of what it is, so he knows. but that wasn't my place. I felt like that wasn't my place to be telling him what a Bible is when he's 10 already. So that's how I started the Bible studies, and everybody loves it. So thank you. I love that feedback, and we will get that together for real. I
Yeah.
promise.
And I give you props for doing that too, right? Because I feel like a lot of people, they're people of faith or they have some type of a belief in God, but they're afraid to really broadcast that
Yeah.
on social media. And so I think that people that do that, it takes a lot of courage, especially in the climate that we're living in. So props to you,
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that, definitely. And I appreciate you too. You came to my uncle's funeral. I appreciate that. That was love, and I see what you're doing. I didn't know you worked in the jail. And I know being a female, that must be hard as anything, how you just mentioned that. And, God bless. I'm going to pray for you every single day,
Mhm.
being a female, because I know it really can be hard. I hear stories about it.
But you know what? Because I'm older now, so I started working in corrections in the 90s. And actually, that's where I met my husband. My husband was an officer, and I was really, really young. And then the Lord called me into ministry in 2007. So I left my job, which I absolutely loved. I worked for Essex County at the time. I left my job so that I could pursue ministry, not knowing, where God was going to lead me. And I ended up back in corrections a couple of years ago. I got into chaplaincy, and that led me back into corrections. And last year, I ended up going back into Middleton, which is where I started my career. I was the chaplain there, and I was directing religious services. So for me, I felt like I came full circle, like in my journey with regards to my profession and ministry. But I feel like I'm at a point in my life where, I'm in, especially in law enforcement. If you're 50, you're like a dinosaur. So I'm like a mom figure, like I don't have to worry about people hitting on me or being inappropriate. I feel like I get a lot of respect. And
Yes.
there's a lot of young kids, that go in and out of the system. I absolutely love my job. I feel like God has me there. And also, corrections is very male dominated. So I feel like I'm a maternal, influence or a maternal type of thing in that system. Yeah. So my brother just put chill. I don't know if he feels like I was going overboard on the corrections talk, but it's part of who I am, right? Like I'm not just gonna talk about roller skating because it's all part of who I am and what I do.
No, I like that. I love that actually, because um, knowing that you do the ministry in the jails, you can open a lot of people's eyes, because I could feel the type of energy. The first time I met you at your boy custom clothing store, when I met you there, and I kept seeing you when I was working, and
Mhm.
I'm like, this lady is amazing. And then when you told me what you were gonna do, I was like, what? And then when I seen you again and you said where you went, I'm like, wow. And then where I met you again, it's like God put you in. I felt like put us together for a reason, and how what you're doing in the jails is amazing, because I feel like they need someone real that can teach them something from the Bible to maybe get them the right strength, which direction to go. Because, you know, the jails are really crazy right now. And it's like, I feel for everyone. I feel for the COs. I feel for the inmates. I feel for,
Exactly.
a combination of both. They're working overtime. The jails are overpopulated, and it's like, I have some great ideas, but I don't know who to go to with those ideas for the jails. I try to make a difference for everyone, for positive, and I always switch negative to a positive, but I want to make a difference. And I feel, knowing that what you do, now I know God put us for a reason.
But let me tell you something, Jackie. The jail that I work is co-ed. So we actually house women and men. It's really special, and it's a really small jail. So if you ever want to come and either like do a concert or speak
Yes,
to the women or something,
yes,
let's talk about
yes,
it.
please.
Yeah.
I really want to do that. Please, yes. Set that up, Angie. I'm down there.
Okay.
You can count me on.
All right. I would love that. I just had a bunch of people come up for Christmas. So I ended up working. I did like a marathon like a few days before Christmas because I wanted to make sure that I was there for them. And I had my friends, my friends came up on Christmas Eve and they ended up doing karaoke. It was
Oh,
such a good
wow.
time. Like they're not like, really good singers or anything like that, but the guys and the girls really appreciated it. They just sang and had a good time together. and they
Yeah,
just treated them like regular people, which is they are regular people that are in a tough situation, and
right.
they need to know that people care, so.
Yes, and yes, and I know you have a big heart, so I know that you make it extra special for those people, and that's what we need. I honestly, I really feel that I really feel that the jails could calm down a little bit if like this. I don't know. I have a different input. I don't want like no problems or anything, but like I feel like if the CEOs interacted, as if like what you just said, they're real people. They're people. Some get treated really bad for no reason. And it's like I could go on, the list is crazy, but I definitely, now I know why God put us for a reason. Because
Yeah.
yes, because now that I know that, like that's major. Like we need that. We need chapels. We need people to do that. Especially we need the nurses. A lot of nurses don't want to work in the jails. A lot of things. There's a lot of ifs and buts, but I'm proud to know that what you do, and also talk about how I seen the flyer about the funeral. You're the director.
So I just took a training. I've been doing funerals for 20 years, right?
Wow.
I get really sentimental, so I'll probably be crying here.
I understand.
I'm
Trust and believe.
that type of person. I'm always like tearing up for stuff, but um we had like a bunch of losses like 20 years ago in 2004. We lost a bunch of people in our family, and during that time, that was when I had first started getting involved in ministry, and my cousin Carmen's involved in ministry. And it was like, who do we call, right? Because if you're not really affiliated with a church or with a religious group, who do you call when somebody in your family dies? You either have nothing, you just have a wake at a funeral home, or you call the people in your family that are involved in stuff. And so every time somebody died after that, people would call me and Carmen. And then we started doing like end of life ministry. So throughout the years, it just kept growing. So I've been a chaplain for 5 years now. There's a difference. There's like volunteer chaplains and professional chaplains. And since becoming a chaplain, I feel like I've gotten more training as to how to conduct a really good service, so that people feel like they've been ministered to, so that they have an opportunity to really process, some of those heavy feelings that they're going through. But the big thing too is that you want to honor the person that passed away. And so recently I felt like I want to do that even better. I did a funeral this fall. I did two funerals this fall. One was really good, I feel. The people were really touched by it. But then I did one right after it, and the people, it was beautiful. It was one of those times, I don't know if it happens to you in music, where you're like in the zone and you're like, wow, this was really special. So
Yes.
after that, I said, I want to get certified so that I could get more training, but I also just want to launch myself and do that. So yeah, I created a website. I created some products. And I actually have a friend that just passed away. So we're going to be having a memorial service on Saturday. So I get to do, some of the things that I've been preparing for. I get to do that for his service too. So I think that that's really special. But yeah, just really being there for people. Because a lot of times when you lose somebody, you're not in your right mind. Like, you're not going to be thinking about all these details. So it's good to have somebody there that you could count on, and then at the same time to really honor the life of that person.
Right. Well, I commend you to do that. Um, I started doing the Iccy Show reunion of Lost Angels, and I did 2 episodes. And, with all the loss I've had in the past year, I put it on hold because I wasn't strong enough to keep on going.
Yeah.
And my show's about, what you wish you got to say at the casket to that person. But, the room's filled with everybody, so you can't say what you actually want to say there.
Yeah.
So my show is to have that closure with that person and to express what you wish you got to say to them so you could feel relief on my show.
Wow.
So yes, I'm coming back. 2024, it is back. So if you know anyone that wants to come on, if you want to come on, you're welcome to. It's just, to have that closure, because I know there's a lot of people that go to the casket and they want to say so much, but the room is filled. They don't have the privacy, what they wish they got to say to them. So they feel that unclosure to them. So that's why I started that show. And I don't know how you do it, like doing what you're going to do, that service that you said Saturday, being a friend to somebody, I commend you. I did someone that was a mother and lost her daughter, and they were close to
Yeah.
me. So when I did it, I teared up. And it's like, I commend you, because you need the strength to do something like that, because everybody's crying in front of you and you're trying to hold that back, but you're being strong. But God got you, and that's amazing to do that, because a lot of people need real love, and that's what's wrong with this world. The people don't have real love. They have phony love. They got that fake stuff, and fake stuff to me is the devil. It's not God. God wants us all to come together, unite together. I believe our love can overcome all the evil
Amen.
around the world if we all come together as one and do it. We have that power. We have that prayer. We're God. We're the temple. We can make that change, but everybody got to be on the same page. No matter if you have a turmoil in your life or if you're going through something, you never give up and never turn on God, because God always has us. Even if it's you feel like giving up, He's not going to give you up, give up on you, because He's seeing
Yeah.
what you've been through, what you can go through. And it's sad, because a lot of people break their faith or what they're in. And I commend you what you're doing, because we need that. A lot of churches, it took me 10 years to get my son baptized, because I was Catholic and he was something else. So I went to different churches all the way from Malden, Everett, all the way to New Hampshire. And I got turned down for so many churches. I was disgusted. I was disgusted on how, when I'm trying to do right with my child, and I can't even get him baptized. And it took 10 years. And it was during COVID that they opened the church in Blue Hill Ave in Boston for me. But I had to change my religion to Christian. So I got judged by that, by switching my religion.
Yeah, two things that I wanted to say from what you were saying. One of the other reasons that I got certified is because a lot of people now, they identify as spiritual but not religious, right?
Yes.
So they shout out to my mom. She just
Hi.
got done. My mom has like 10 Facebook pages. But a lot of people identify as spiritual, or they believe in God, but they're just not affiliated with a church. And so you want to make sure that you still provide something that's sacred for them, right? Like something that's meaningful. And then the other thing that I don't really talk about publicly, and I've only talked about this with my family, is that I was deeply impacted. I had a friend that got killed in front of me when I was a freshman in high school, right in front of the Lawrence High.
Oh my
And
God.
it's something that marked me like for my whole life. But it's not something that I talked about with anyone, you know? Like nobody knows, not everybody knows how to talk about death, right? Like people don't know how to just broach that topic, like the right way. So anyways, you just want to give people a safe space so that
Right.
they do that and they can process some of those feelings in a healthy way. I don't want to make this like a heavy live, but anyways, I just wanted to bring that up.
No, that's amazing. Definitely. No, this is your time. This is your
Uh,
time to shine.
um,
You're on the Iccy Show. We need to hear everything
I
about
have
Angie.
friends on here. I want to know who's on. How do we figure this? This is my first live.
Okay,
Um,
so there's a lot of people on here. Your mom says hello. Hello. Thank you for coming on. Um, so you would just see who is on by the names. Do you see the names on your
that
on the bottom?
no, not on the bottom. Let's see. I
Maybe
see.
when we
Uh,
end it, it will send it to you.
I see my cousin
Dolores.
Dolores. I see China. Hi, China. Oh, my friend Eli. I don't know if he's still on or not, but this is Eli Manji was my friend in fifth grade. I hated milk. And he used to sit right behind me and he used to love milk. So I would give him my milk all the time.
Oh, that's
That's
amazing.
my brother. This is nice. Well, thank you. Oh, Shy, my son and his girlfriend are watching. Thank you so much for interviewing me.
You're very welcome, Angie. I'm proud of you. Don't let nothing stop you. And knowing you, what you actually do more, I respect you. I respected you before this, but
Uh-huh.
knowing, how do you figure out all this time to, you're doing so much, and how do you create time for yourself?
Yeah, so last year when I went back to work in Middleton, it was like a great career opportunity, right? The salary was fantastic. I got a lot of like, you know, respect in you know, for doing that work there. And I was really happy to go back to Middleton, but it was very rigid, like a 9 to 5. I feel like the way that I could do everything is I'm like a contract worker, right? So I work at a church. My husband and I both live and work at a church in Raleigh. So I don't live in Haverhill. I used to live in Haverhill, but we've been in Raleigh for 4 years. So that's like a little contract gig that I have. I make my own schedule. I guess I would just say that I work a lot. I work at the jail, I work at the church, but I like the flexibility. And so I don't make a lot of money, or maybe not as much money as somebody with my preparation would, but I value flexibility more than anything. I value family time. I really love my family. I have a husband that we're like this. We spend a lot of time together. I love spending time with my kids. I just love being with people. And that to me means a lot more than, you know, money or having a really nice house or something. So that's the way, I guess, that's the way that I'm able to manage all of the different things that I do, by not being stuck in a 9 to 5 all the time. Yeah.
Definitely. You know, I commend you. And anytime you need an interview or anything to promote it, let me know. And I look forward to definitely coming to the jails and talk.
Okay.
Please.
I'll hit you up for that. And I know a lot of people that would love to be on your show. Did Boston Dad end up coming on?
No, not yet. He hasn't,
Okay.
but he's been around Haverhill. I've been seeing him. He was at Ben and Denny's. I'm watching him. I'm watching him.
He's not here though. You know what he does? He ends up coming. He'll do like one trip, which I do the same thing when I'm on my skate trips, and he'll just hit a bunch of places at the same time. I literally, when I'm traveling, I have like a bunch of outfits, you know, in the car lined up.
Yep.
Take, you know, do a little photo shoot here, then go to the next place, do another photo shoot. So he does the same thing.
Oh, okay, okay. Hey, that's amazing. That's how I did it when I did the tour. So you got to do it, you know. You really got to. Wilkie was on her show. Yes, yes. We actually filmed today. Uh, uh, he was in one of the movie scenes today, Wilkie, and we are gonna film at the barbershop. Shout out to Wilkie's Barbershop in Haverhill, Massachusetts on Washington Street. If you need a clean cut, go check him out. He is fire, the best. He's the only one that I let touch my eyebrows, so he gotta be good.
Jackie, I'm gonna go, but there's a lady that's on, and she said that she spoke to me in Middleton, and I'm just curious to see if she has a prayer request. I think her name is Lynn Ann.
Yes, she said, I love to volunteer to help you sometime. She said, Lynn Ann.
Yeah, tell her to get in touch with you, and I'll share my email address with you guys. I'll send you guys the application and the process and all of that stuff.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I look forward to it. This is Angie from Lawrence, Massachusetts. Salute to you, Queen. You're doing it. And how can people reach you if they need you for to do weddings?
I do weddings. I actually have been doing weddings for over 20 years as well.
Okay.
I really want to focus on funerals right now, but if I know somebody, like I do weddings by referral, let's say that. If it's like a friend of the families or a friend of a friend's, you know, on Instagram, I'm Skate Estates, or I'm Angie. I'll just give you my website. It's illstandbyyou.net. And also I have a Facebook page. I have an Instagram page for the business. I'll Stand By You.
Okay, okay.
That's
She said,
right.
my daughter's father was there in jail, connected me to you. That's what she said.
Okay. Well, I hope that everything has been settled with you guys, Lynn. And if it hasn't, I'll be praying for you. Yeah, I'll be praying for you. Feel free to reach out.
Definitely, definitely. Angie, is there any shout outs or anything else you would like to bring up that we didn't bring up?
Not that I could think of. Let me see. If you could please pray for my daughter's father. He's in state prison, and my daughter's health. She was diagnosed with something today, something scary.
Oh,
Um,
God bless. That's Miss Junior of New Hampshire. She was 2023 last year. So I'll pray for her. She's real young, so real
Lynn, I'll just, like, there's a scripture that we usually use for a benediction. I would just like to pray this over you and your family right now. And it's found in Numbers, and it's, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord show you his favor, and may he give you peace. And, you know, just trust that whatever it is that you're going through, that God is right by your side. You know, there's a scripture that says that when you go through the waters, that you're not going to drown. And when you go through the fire, you're not going to burn. So it doesn't mean that we're not going to go through stuff, but that God assures us that he's right by our side, you know? So I'll be praying for you. Feel free to reach out.
Definitely, definitely. Shout out to my aunt, he said.
I have
He said don't
awesome nephews
he
and
said don't
nieces.
say his nickname, please.
Yeah, we have a little nickname that he only allows me to say.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, amen on that prayer.
Thank
Lynn, I'm
you.
praying for you and your daughter. Definitely. I'm just a phone call away also too, you know that. So she
And
was at the
Jackie,
Iccy Show.
I invited you over with your son. I hope you guys take me up
Yes.
on that
We,
invitation.
he just got off his cast yesterday, so
Okay.
we're back full effect. We
All
had
right.
to hit
God
the
bless you.
barbershop because he wasn't there for over a month. So that was the
Uh,
first stop. But I got you, Angie. I definitely will stay in touch with you. And you know, anything I can help you with, talk to the teenagers, anything, please call me. I'm just a phone call away. I'm gonna text you my number, lock me in, and we go from there.
all right, for sure. Thank you.
You're welcome. God bless everyone. This is interview 623 interviews with Angie right here. God bless. Much love, respect everyone that tuned in tonight, and also salute to everyone that showed up for filming today. Peace, love, and respect for